If you could start from zero, if you could do it all from scratch, what would you do differently?
So in the same way, if you don't have a booking software like YouCanBookMe, then you're really kind of out of business.
Do you know how many bookings you've had in total? I can give you the actual number.
It's a lot, I'm sure.
I am here with Rob Kosberg, who is a long-time YouCanBookMe user. I'm absolutely delighted to have him on the show. Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of our customer showcase.
My pleasure. Great to meet you.
Let's get straight into it, Rob. Tell us all about what you do. What line of work are you in?
So my company is Bestseller Publishing. So we ghostwrite for clients. We do book launches, media, PR, that sort of thing. So it's all in the expert space, helping experts to write a book and use that book to attract clients.
What would you be saying to people about the advantages of why they should start thinking about writing a book?
You know, the primary advantage is that we're all in competition, and we need something that works for us, that builds our authority, our credibility, builds trust with our ideal clients. And there's nothing that does that in a better way than a book.
We say at You Can Book Me that you need to fall in love with the problem, not the solution, because the
Mm.
solution can sometimes change, especially in my industry, which is software. Software tools always change, but the problem rarely does. So what
Mm.
would you say the problem is that you've fallen in love with? How would you describe that problem that you're solving for people?
The problem that I have fallen in love with it because probably it's part of my DNA. It's the idea of creating an environment where people are chasing you for what you do rather than you chasing them. We call it becoming the hunted rather than the hunter. And that's about frame, that's about positioning, that's about authority. And again, I fell in love with the ultimate solution, which was a book, both for me and for my clients. So yeah, that's a great way to put that question.
If you could start from zero, if you could do it all from scratch, what would you do differently?
Probably the only thing that I would do differently than I did would be number one, I would write more books. But honestly, I should be writing a book a year for my particular business. And if you look at somebody like, say, a John Maxwell, world-renowned leadership expert, he has 70 books.
Mhm.
And so, everybody is excited about, being John Maxwell, but very few people are excited about doing what he did to become John Maxwell. And I
Mhm.
would say the thing I would do is actually more of what I did to be successful in the first place.
It's like posting on LinkedIn, but on such a grand scale. You know how people say,
Yeah.
I need to post every day. Like you need to write a book a year. Well, I mean, you obviously have to have, you can't just fake that for 13 years. You obviously have to build up your theory and your authority and your research and your points. And so every year you could be building on a real strong thesis around business and management, I guess. Tell me, Rob, what you've been doing recently that would be a game changer in how you've been growing bestseller publishing as your business.
Most of what we have done in the past has been my own content creation and using paid advertising and doing it very successfully. And I've done very little in the way of collaborations and joint
Mhm.
ventures. Foolish for me, but this past year I've really focused on that, and it has been fantastic. I mean, to be able to serve somebody else's clients, they're excited. They get help for their ideal clients as well. And then vice versa. Generally, if I'm able to do some type of joint venture with somebody else, then probably I have their clients as well. And so we've done a lot of that this year very, very successfully.
So, in the 13 years since you've launched your business, other than writing a book, what tool or software system did you inherit from somebody else? Like, so 13 years ago, who said to you, Rob, oh, you should definitely use this tool or this system? And then now, if I was starting a business and I asked you for advice, what tool would you recommend to me?
I would probably say, because of so much that we do in paid advertising, I'd probably say ClickFunnels. Russell is actually a client of mine. I've helped him launch a number of his books, and I was a beta user of ClickFunnels 10 years ago, and I've watched that company become a billion-dollar company because he's really helped people to use funnels to attract clients with paid or organic advertising. And so, and obviously, You Can Book Me lives within ClickFunnels for us to make sure that we get every single person
So
that we
this,
can into a call.
This explains why I was looking at how many bookings you've had. And do you know how many bookings you've had in total? I can give you the actual number.
It's a lot, I'm sure.
It's 17,712 bookings
Yeah,
lifetime.
yeah.
That's only in
Obviously,
the last
that's not
7 years.
me. That's our team. I'm sure it's not me.
You've got basically a really, really successful lead generation funnel using ClickFunnels, and that is
Yes,
giving you the kind of the book a demo, schedule a call lead to successfully booking all of those. Over 17,500 bookings is
yeah.
huge. That's
Wow, I
huge.
didn't know it was that many. That's pretty cool.
So ClickFunnels, so that's what you started off with because that was one of your
Mhm.
early clients. So would you
Yes.
say you can book me, or what tool would you recommend to somebody else to start their business?
You're not going to get somebody to click a button to pay you 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. You have to have a phone conversation. That's why we have 17,000,
Mhm.
booked appointments. So in the same way, if you don't have a booking software like You Can Book Me, then you're really kind of out of business.
Mm,
You don't want to be chasing people and cold calling people and outbound dialing. You
mm,
want people to set an appointment
mm,
because they see you as an expert, and they're setting that appointment knowing that they're going into a sales like conversation. And
mhm.
so if you don't have a tool like You Can Book Me, then what are you going to do?
What truly drives growth for you and your company?
Generally, what drives growth is our reputation, and
Mm.
my own books, and we eat our own cooking,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
like I'm not the founder of the company that doesn't write books. I'm the founder of
Mm.
the company that continues to write books and use those books to bring on customers.
When people are starting their own businesses, what advice would you give to people about attending conferences and face-to-face events? Like, how face-to-face are you in your business?
I do go to a few conferences a year, although less than I used to. But I would say for a newer business owner, I think it's vital. I
Mhm.
think you need coaching, you need help, you need guidance, and you're either going to spend the money by making the mistakes, and that's going to cost you both time and money, or I would recommend you invest the money, get in front of the right people, get help from the right people, and you'll save time and make more money because of it. So I'm a big believer in it personally.
Have you ever fired a customer? Have you ever had a person who wanted you to write a book for them and you're just like, no way, I can't do it? Or halfway through a project where you just realized it wasn't going to work?
Yeah, both for different reasons, right? Like we don't allow any disrespect of our team, and people are alphas. I understand these are successful people that are coming in. I've done books for billionaires, for U.S. ambassadors, for Fortune 500 CEOs, and so, but we try to be respectful, be loving, be kind, but let people know, like, look, we don't talk to each other this way on our
Mm.
team. We don't allow that to happen. And so it's very, very rare, but it has happened a couple of times. I'd say there have been far more times where we just knew from the initial interaction that this is not going to be a good fit.
Mm.
Well, you haven't even paid us a dime and you're already over the top. Like,
Mhm.
sorry, you need to go somewhere else. Here's my competitor. Like, go to them.
Okay.
Give them the headache.
I think it's a sign of maturity in any business. Then you know who you are, you know who you're going after, you know who
Yeah.
is going to best get value from you, and you don't want to waste anybody else's time. Absolutely. Right. Last quick fire round here, Rob. So you haven't got much time to think. It's called the would you rather round. Would you
Okay.
rather throw out your phone or your laptop?
I would rather throw out my phone.
Would you rather get a new customer or double your sales to an existing customer, and maybe get a second book deal?
I'd much rather double my sales to an existing customer.
Would you rather speak at a huge conference? Would you like be part of one of those big conferences or get a new customer, make a new sale?
Well, if I'm going to speak at a big conference, I'm going to get probably dozens of new customers. So I'm speaking.
Would you rather work with a team of experts or passionate learners?
Experts.
Tell me about that.
When somebody is really good at what they do and have both the confidence and like the frameworks that you can learn from, then you're going to learn really, really fast. And those people are going to be fun to peel back the onion and figure out all their magic.
Would you rather be known for product quality or customer service?
Product quality.
And tell me about that.
I mean, both build great reputation, and so both are really important. It's really not an either or, but you force that. But I think for me, your product is going to live beyond your customer service. And these books that I write, my clients write, I mean, I've had a number of clients who've passed away. Their books live on, right? Their
Mhm.
businesses are gone. What they do is gone, but their content lives on. So I think if the quality is there, it's worth it.
Look, I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much. I think
Me
that
too.
anybody watching this, Rob, could learn so much from you about how to build a business, not just a book publishing business, but also just how to approach any problem and interact with it in a successful way. So thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you. It's been wonderful. I love your questions.